This is Justin from DragonBlogger.com, and I'm here showcasing Star Traders Frontiers, a new Steam game that I got. It's provided me by a PR firm, but I really got into the game and I really like it. It's extremely complicated space opera RPG slash strategy game where the combat is very similar to Darkest Dungeon style, where you have four characters and four opponents, and they each take a turn and they have initiative and everything like that. So I'll take you through some of the tips and tactics that I've learned just from playing it for 20 hours so far. And I gotta tell you, I tried every mode so far, and the game just kept getting harder and harder. I usually end up in failure on any mode above the most basic mode, but I enjoy the challenge. So the first thing you need to do is start out with a character. And I have to tell you that probably some of the easiest ways to start off is pirating. Trading isn't a lot of profits, but it's not a lot of safer. But, you know, pirating is definitely an easy way to go right off the bat. I also like exploring, but exploring zones on planets can be a bit dangerous. So in this case, I'm going to do a pirate. You can also customize your template and your attributes for your character too, but let's do that later on because this is for people who are just starting out. So you select I'm going to do a Corsair pirate. It'll start you off with a default kind of random look, and then you get to customize it. So in this case, I will be a male character. Let's choose a face. There's not a ton of options to choose from, but I will choose one here and choose an outfit for a pirate. And I want somebody a little more mean looking. Not mean enough. I want somebody not smiley face. I want somebody who looks a little aggressive. Yeah, somebody who looks a little more piratey. Yeah, he looks a little more sinister. And then you, of course, you can choose your gender. Your uniform. What's a good uniform for a pirate? That looks like a good uniform. Let's see here. Yeah, I'll be that uniform. There's the default map. I'm not going to worry about maps right now. There's the default maps with 38 quadrants, so you can create your own custom map for the game. Now, choosing your faction is basically the faction where you start off with the most rep with and you have contacts with. So, a lot of the main story campaign of the game has to do with around helping the Devaltos Syndicate right away. So, you might have some advantages to starting off right away with the Devaltos Syndicate, which I did early on. But then, and you wind up becoming an opponent of the Syndicate Rickard, who's against the Devaltos Syndicate right away. But either way, you can reset your standings, and you can basically do rep and stuff like that to build a rep anyway. So I tend to like somebody who needs to be pirates. Clan Alta Mesa is pretty good for pirates, and I tend to look at the storyline and see who basically fits well with the storyline. Citizens are stoic. It looks like syndicates keep peace. Spycraft. It looks like a Steel Song commands an impressive array of assassins and mercenaries. So I'll be a Steel Song clan because they just seem to work with piracy. So I'll select Steel Song. Now, highly recommend if this is your first time playing, choose basic. It basically starts the enemies at 60%, lowers the risks to 80%, gives you a combat boost so that you always are a little stronger, 40% XP bows. You also can never lose your captain officers that can't die, and crew death hardly ever dies. I played basic a lot, and then I started going to normal and challenging. Challenging, I died quite frequently. Your captain never dies, but I reached a point where I kept losing so much that I had no credits. I couldn't earn any credits, and it was like game over. I did try hard with permadeath to really challenge myself, and I'm going to do hard with permadeath right now just because I don't want to play a 20-hour campaign and stream it. I want to show you just the challenges of the game, and then if I die, I die in the middle of the stream, so I'm going to give it a whirl right now. So, I'm going to go hard, and again, this is going to be really, really hard. Choose a captain. Captain Dragon Blogger. Again, there's a very comprehensive guide on how to play the game. There's huge wikis, a lot of complexities. It's actually far more complicated than Battletech and most other games that I've played in a while. I'm going to skip the campaign because it's the same for everybody. No matter how many times you start the game, it's always the same starter campaign. So I'm going to skip it. Let it be a surprise. I'm not going to spoil it. In fact, I'm going to try to do no campaign missions so I don't spoil the campaign for you. I'll just do side missions because you can pick and choose any contracts you want to take, and you don't have to do the main missions. So looking around the game, there's things you'll notice right away. Besides the system you're in, you use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out. You press the left click to select something. Right click will actually start moving your ship in that destination. So you get your bar up here, which is your alert list. You can see I have 5 people who have to choose talents for or are ready to go up a level. This is your rep in this system with your clan, the danger level of the system, how much hull you have currently, and of course the hit points of your captain himself, what ship you're flying. The Guardian Intercept is the ship that I'm flying right here, and then of course your credits and your cargo down here. When you click on cargo, you have other options too. You have your cargo hold, how many intel records you have, any mission cargo, and of course if you have secret stash locations, because you could stash cargo on planets and wilderness locations that you could retrieve later on or find, and then say you didn't have enough cargo space, so you just left them in secret stashes. Again, really, really cool. A lot of good options here. So looking around the GUI here, again, can be a little overwhelming, almost like a 4X game. You got your Star Atlas. This basically shows you all the places you've been or know about, and it helps you plan where you want to go. Like if you want to go to a planet who has a contact, if you want to go to a specific system that has mining, you want to go to places that you haven't visited but you've only set waypoints and things like that. It basically allows you to gives you ideas on where you want to go, what you want to do. You have your faction politics to learn about the various factions, where your standing is with them, who's at war, who's at a spy war, trade war, or otherwise with each other. Again, a lot of politics here. Then, of course, you have rumors. You start off with no rumors, but as you explore and you unlock talents, you'll find rumors. Rumors are basically things you can check out and go investigate in various systems. More on that later if they show up. Then, of course, you have your known contacts. You don't start off the game with very many contacts. I've got the Steel Song Prince, and you always start off with a contact from your clan, and then Estelle Brockstrom is the main contact from the campaign. She's an arbiter, and they're just kind of like judges and things like that. So, and then of course this is your mission list. So I have a current mission to transport arbiter. That's the campaign mission. Again, I'm going to avoid the campaign as much as possible, and try to do all side quests, just so I don't spoil the campaign for you. So that was your Star Atlas. Now we're going to go to Galactic Map. These are basically all the various points on the galactic map, and each one of these is kind of like a collection of stars. So think of it as kind of like a sector, and these are collections. Notice the symbols. I for industrial, P for population, M for manufacturing, F for farming. Those are the things you want to know about the economies in these systems. You could also hover over any of the flags if you want to see who the house flags are. You could see this is Syndicate Rickard's flag. This is, over here we got, let's see, the 3 Devalto Syndicate systems, 6 Kadar Syndicate systems, 2 Steel Song systems. So you can kind of see who is the dominance of the system and various things like that. And you can improve the rep of your factions that you work for. So you actually can really change the scope of the map and what quests and things are available to you. This little symbol here indicates that you have a contact of this system. If you don't have a contact, you can't collect new missions or do some special things like black market trades. So it's good to start collecting as many contacts as possible. And there's talents that give you contacts, some quests give you contacts, things like that. All right, so that was the galactic map. Next, we'll go to consult officer. Excuse me. When you consult officers, it basically is like your tutorial. Your officers on your crew give you something, information, some tidbits. The first thing you want to do whenever you start out is always choose your talents. Your crew, which, believe it or not, is a huge crew and it continues to grow. This is only because this is the max crew my ship can have with its current stats. But you could see you have your crew. Each person has their place, and it's really important because I'm going to show you the ship now. Your ship, which is made up of various components, large components, cargo. I have 2 cargo bays. I have my engine, my bridge, and these are all low levels. You can upgrade everything later. And I've got a luxury cabin for missions. I've got quarters for 30 crew. If I increase my quarters, I can carry more crew. And then, of course, your weapons, which you can upgrade, various defenses, and various small components, boosters, etc., sensors. So your crew affects your stats here, or your skills. You have your pilot, your ship ops, your gunnery, electronics, and navigation. The goal is to try to get all of these to 200%. There's no need to go over 200% because you get no benefit for going over, but you get benefit from 200%. Under 100%, you're at a penalty. So the minimum you want to be is 100%, but you get more benefit the closer to 200%. So the goal is to try to have and the crew to round out all your skills so that you have 200% in every single one of these. These all have effect on the game. Gunnery for combat, electronics for various things of travel and space, navigation, saves you on fuel, goes through the jump gates, etc. So pay attention to these regularly, know where your benefits are, know how much fuel you're using per AU you travel, etc. So let's go ahead and we'll go back to our talents. First of all, you start off with 30 crew. Unless you use the option where you manually set everybody's talents, all your general officers' talents are going to be set by default. it makes it easier for you, especially if you're new. You could also auto train if you want and just have it randomly chosen, but I don't ever do that. I just filter by leveling, and I know who I'm leveling up and what I have to do. So it's my captain's first. First thing you have is jobs, and then you have talents. So I'm gonna choose his job. He's currently a pirate. You see, it gets +4 pilot, +1 gunner, +2 intimidate, and I'm gonna continue leveling that up. But later on, I might add an additional because I can have up to 3 different jobs on my major officers. So you may want to round out their skills more. So then at every certain levels you get a talent. A talent is an ability to use in the game. Like in this one, during a blockade, replace a risk card, purge your ship's crew of crippling effects during combat. You can tell if there's a symbol here, it means it's used. A ship symbol means it's used during ship combat. A sword symbol means it's used during crew combat or hand-to-hand melee combat. Automatically pass intimidate test. Sniff out secret hideaways from defeated smugglers. So this is pretty good because this means whenever you fight a smuggler ship you defeat it, you'll get hidden cargo that you might not have seen if you didn't have this trait. So since I'm a pirate, I'm going to choose that as my talent. I get to choose another talent. So my second talent's going to be blockade, reduce the risk card, because obviously as a pirate I want to blockade systems, raid merchants, things like that, and smugglers, things like that. So I'm going to choose that as well. Again, I'm on the hardest mode here, so I'm probably going to die right away. This game is very hard. Navigation is really important. You're going to need a lot of navigation skill. Train. So automatically reduces fuel by 4 plus navigation for jumps. You're going to want to do that. Jumps take a lot of fuel, so you're going to want to be able to reduce the fuel jumps so that you don't have to spend so much time refueling. Running out of money in this game happens a lot. Repairs are really important. You can go broke doing repairs on a ship. Let's see here, quartermaster, because they keep your crew in line, and then of course my doctor to aid with diseases and various things that happen. I'll get more into that in a minute. So I showed you the ship. This is the map of the current system that you're in. You could see each system has various symbols around it. So if you double click on the system, these symbols are refuel. Can you refuel there? If it's blue, you can. If it's missing, you can. If it's red, you're not allowed because you don't have enough rep or you have bad rep. Repair your ship. This means you can repair at the station. You can heal your crew and officers at the station, and you can use spice, which is at the bar to recover your morale. Like spice, very much like Dune, and spice is used for everything. It's used to like boost morale on the crew. You trade it. It's refined. It's raw. A little bit of a Dune influence there in spice. You can also look at the various rankings. Like you can see, this is a economy rating. The starport rating itself will determine what type of ships it sells, equipment, various things like that. The military, that'll determine whether or not if you're spying, if you have better details to spy out of a 10 military rating versus a 1 military rating, etc. The government itself, the availability of spice to basically get your crew morale back up. The trade law on what trade goods you can trade there and which are illegal and which aren't. And then, of course, the population, which has economic zone too. Usually each place has one or two different places. So you could either land here. Some have orbital stations, which cost almost no fuel to land on, which are valuable because they save you on fuel and time. And you also see wildlands where you can explore. When in orbit, I have 3 choices. Now, this is my home system, Steelsong. I'm not going to blockade or spy on my home system. Patrol is where you're basically patrolling for them and assisting them and building rep locally. So you can see random cards are drawn when you select which option you want to do, whether it's blockade, whether it's spy, whether it's patrol. Green is good. The more green, the better. You can see if I click patrol, randomly one of these cards is going to be chosen. One of these cards, which is a -5 risk, is one of my crew will die. Now I do have a lifesaver talent trait to save it, but I don't want to take that risk. Of course, enemy pirates on there as well. So if I want to take this patrol, I can get rep and face a smuggler, vary results. Odds are though I probably wouldn't survive because I am in a challenging mode. Spying, likewise, if there's more red cards than green cards, don't do it. It means you're not going to have good results. Make sure there's at least 3 green cards I would say recommend, and then look at these risks versus rewards. The plus indicates the quality of the reward versus risk. So you want to have high in the plus greens and preferably low in the reds. And then, of course, I'm not going to blockade, but I'm just showing you the various blockade items. You can see I have I could replace a risk card with a blockade, which would remove one of these red cards entirely, improving my odds. But again, I'm not going to blockade my own faction system. So I'm not doing the main story campaign, so I need to look for contacts. In this case, the contact's here and happens to be where I have to go for my mission anyway. So I'm going to head towards that location. Right click and travel. Random events occur constantly while you travel, and these are random events. So I'm going to hit space to pause it real quick. So a lot of times you'll see red because you failed to pass that event. That means your crew didn't have the skills necessary to auto succeed the events. In this case, we devoided icy debris. There's little experience gains. All these are successes. But you'll see tons of random events occur almost constantly, and they help build the XP of your crew. But they also I just failed one right here. It says combat radius exercise ended in injuries. Failed tactics test. So my ship suffered 11 damage. Crew takes 10 hits for up to 6 morale loss. So I'm already suffering damage on my crew and I'm suffering damage on my ship just from random events without even a fight. So here at an orbit of another system. Again, this system is owned by Clan Zenrin, which isn't actually my my faction. So if I wanted to, I could spy on Clan Zenrin. Let's see what my odds are. Don't really have great odds. I could do it there's a good reward here, but my risks are not very good, and I don't have any spies on my crew to where I can counterbalance these bad cards, so I'm not going to do it. Instead, I'm going to land, and you can see there's a contact there. And of course, Estelle Brockstrom. Again, she's part of the main story campaign. It's the same campaign no matter how many times you start the game, no matter which faction you choose. So I'm going to actually just zoom past this so I don't spoil the campaign for you. Okay, welcome aboard. Alright. I could have skipped it too. So here I need to refuel. This is my fuel line. Never let your fuel get too low because you'll start suffering crew morale issues. Your ship gets damaged and destroyed when trying to do a jump gate. Never run out of fuel. Fuel's really important. Of course, you have to repair constantly. Repairs, crew medical costs, spice halls, they add up significantly. You can also have crew desert you and you have gaps in crew and you have to hire and replace your crew. That happens pretty commonly as well. So you can see this time there's no contacts in the system because I took her on as a passenger. I could upgrade my ship, except I only have 7,000 credits. That's barely enough, and I'm not going to take the chance. So I'm going to take her to where she has to go, the Princess Court. It's pays 10k. Choose a waypoint, so that's selected on your map. Choose navigate to go there. And then, of course, again, I'm going to skip the dialogue because I don't want to spoil the campaign for you. I'm just doing the bare minimum just to where I can get some contracts. Oh, doctor failed his doctor test. Parasitic worm hit the site. I got some crew damage over there. So you see this place has two places to land. This one only has refuel and spice, and then it's a mining facility. And they'll have different cargo too. Sometimes you could buy cargo from one and then sell it at a profit to the one right next door. And it's a way to make some cheap money back and forth. It actually does work occasionally. So again, I'm skipping the campaign here because I don't want to spoil the campaign for you. The goal is to show you the game, not spoil the campaign. And then I'll just skip this as fast as possible. It's a lot of dialogue heavy. It is an indie game, so there's no voiceover acting. But the dialogue and the story is actually really good. Honestly, it reminds me of a combination of Dune with the politics between the houses, like House Atreides and House Harkonnen, with BattleTech with the various clans, with Warhammer 40k. It has a lot of those elements into it for a story, wrapped into a strategy RPG. Heal my crew, buy some fuel. Prince Fane, I'm going to assign a court mission here. So you click and get a new mission and see what the mission is. So he wants me to console escort. The venerable Consul Halden needs safe escorting to this accept. It's no hyper warp jumps, only 12 AU for 7,000. I'm going to accept it. Now if you want, you click mission again and see up to 2 or 3 missions. And this one, no hyper warps, no hyper warps. Again, it's 2 stops, it's 14k. I'm going to accept that as well. I've already committed to a mission, so I have to I'd have to have multiple passenger cabins to take another passenger, so I can do the first one first. Let's see if it'll promote me a rank. Okay, promoting a rank allows you to get more money from the missions and better payout. I better not spend too much more. Trade permit allows you to purchase better trade items, so I'm going to do that a little bit. Okay, so let's see what I can get here for cargo. Now, to teach you about the cargo hold. The game actually makes it pretty easy for cargo. What you want to do is you want to look at demand and see what this place pays really well for. You see the global trade, the average, and the max, but a lot of times you can get stuff for less than the average. So you can see spice extractors. You'll see a letter grade here. you always want to aim for A's or B pluses. You know, anything you start going down the grade, you're not going to make as much of a profit from. So in this case, you could see spice extractors are a B plus here. The average is 1,000, but they purchase them for 1,500 here. So if you want to get those somewhere, you want to get them. But they're also permit restricted. You have to have a trade rank of 3 to be able to get them. For buying cargo, it's the same thing. The letter grade is how much the price is compared to the global average. So in this case, this is $5 less per per ton than the global average. So it's considered a B minus. The better gap, the better. You can see things as you get down to C minus here. This is only the percentage difference isn't that much. You never want to sell at an F. If you sell at an F, you're never going to make a profit. But in this case, I'm going to try buying some tritium, uh, trichromium, just to see if I can make a profit selling at the other place. So I'm going to purchase it, fill my cargo hold at a B minus. I'm going to go to space. I'm going to go land at the other place and go check its cargo. And you can see F, right? So I would take a loss of $4 per unit if I sold it here. So obviously I don't want to sell it here. Now a lot of times, if you're desperate for cash, you'll sell at a C, and only get a little bit of profit. But you're going to want to try to shoot for the A minus, A plus, A or B plus, to get better profit. But in case, you'll notice everything you do costs fuel and water. So just by me switching between 2 different landing zones, I cost fuel and 336 credits. You can go broke very fast because every time you patrol, every time you explore, every time you block, you're just draining weeks, times, and fuels, and you got to really be careful on your timings. You can see I have 48 weeks to complete this quest, so I'm going to go take advantage of that. And the date here is incrementing, as you can see. It's 210-06 AE. Alright, we arrived at our destination. This means I've got a contact here. This symbol here means you have a mission here. Sometimes the mission is done in orbit, and then you'll see it show up right here to click on. Other times, if you see it, you have to land, and then you'll see the missions right here. Click on it, select which option you want to do for the mission. So security checkpoint uses some of my skills. I passed my checks, got my 7,300 credits, increased my reps with a few different clans, and I'm good to go. Refuel, got some minor damage repair. Pay my crew their wages. That's another thing. You got to constantly pay your crew wages. That costs money. One of my crew went up a level. Let's go take care of that. It's my engineer. I'll train him, boost him up to level 3. He gets new trained talent. Let's see what he's got here. So, tension overhaul. Automatically pass a failed repair test. This means those space events and various things where you need to do a repair check. If you fail, you automatically pass. Very useful to have, so I'm going to select that because it saves you money when you're doing interstellar travel. So, next I have Meet at the Fane Court, which I could do, but that's the main story campaign. As I said, I'm not doing the main story campaign, so I'm going to land here for my contact. Roman Dean, he's the prince here at the Steel Song. So I'm going to have him assign me some missions by clicking on missions. You can also learn details about everybody and, their various connection to other contacts. You affect their influence and their connections everywhere. There's all sorts of politics, and it affects, how much influence they have over the galaxy. Again, the complexity level of this indie game is just amazing. And the devs are releasing updates every week, patches. They're constantly on the community forums. I check it out regularly. I was very, very impressed with the intricacies of the game. To me, it's more fun than Darkest Dungeon in the fact that it's in a space scenario. Again, I haven't even showed you a battle yet, and I'm just showing you the complexities of it. So in this case, I don't have enough reputation to get a better trade permit. I don't have any reputation to get a rank. You could pay money to get introduced to other contacts, but I don't have that yet. So, and pardon is when you basically have a negative rep and you need to wipe the slate clean. But I don't have a good rep in them. It's not a great rep. It's only effective rep 8. So let's do a mission form. Pick up a mission. 24 AU, no hyperspace warps. Get paid on both legs. I'm gonna accept this mission. I'm gonna do the waypoint for it. See where it is in the map, and I'm gonna hit space and start going there. Now, sometimes you want to stop at places along the way. Like, this little symbol here means that there's a wilderness zone to explore. But I'm a pirate, I'm not an explorer, so I'm not going to have a high advantage in a wilderness zone. That also means there's an orbital platform so you can land on it for very little fuel. So, I'm going to go ahead and land here. Short jumper. So, I can meet the Baron at the gate, let them take it over, or gain easy access and boost my reputation. I'll go to the palace and boost my reputation. Continue. Again, refuel, heal the crew where you can. My crew's full. I'm doing good. Nobody went up a level yet. See if they got any cargo worth buying over here. They've got tritium over here. Do I get anything to sell? It's an F rating. Don't want to buy that here. Let's see. Do I get? They got nothing here. It's about the same system. So don't got enough money to upgrade unless you have like 100k plus. I wouldn't worry about upgrades for a while. This is the guy I work for. This is Steel Song. So I'm gonna patrol, see if I can provide any benefit to him. And yikes, I do not want to patrol here. That's for sure. So let's go. Let's go elsewhere. Let's just check out what's in this system while I'm on my way to doing this quest. All right. I'm gonna patrol here, see if there's any assistance I can provide. Yeah, I would most likely die. Let's land. Let's see if they got anything I can sell here. Nope, not can sell that. All right. Let's go check out this place. Again, I could select the waypoint and do the mission and make money right away, but I'm doing a little bit of exploring just to show what's going on. I'm surprised I haven't hit by a random encounter ship. Usually I get hit by random encounter ships all the time. So, here's what happens in the wilderness. Danger is how dangerous and how dangerous the cards are going to be. You don't want a 9 out of 10. Starting out, you want like a 1 or 2 out of 10. But the rewards here are pretty good, and I could do 4 explorations per year here. So if I want to land, I could choose the Explore option. You could see 2 potential rewards. These are goods. I would have a pirate combat, waste time. Risk minus 1 is minor, not that bad. But a risk minus 6 is basically an extremely dangerous word. Xenos are almost indestructible until later in the game. I've never won a Xeno battle. They've killed my entire crew and captain every time I've fought in Xeno. So I'm not going to take the risk of trying to find a Xeno in any means. Unless I had the card that says remove a risk card where I can get rid of that card entirely, it ain't worth it. You can see this is where there's some stash. If I want to stash my chromium, I could stash it here. If I had stash to pick up, I could pick it up here. You could pretty much stash stuff at any place that's wilderness, but just know that rumors can surface and other people could steal your stash, so you got to be careful about that. So let's go to this mission and let's waypoint it and navigate to it. How far am I going? Oh, just down here in the same system. Again, doing simple back and forth stuff, not doing any hypergate jumps because those start going to other competing systems where there's more risk. I got the quest here. I'm going to select the quest. Now I have 2 choices. Part over the spice beer, which is a morale boost, or go into the palace and do reputation booster. I usually go for the reputation right away because I boost the morale, manually. Oh, got crew to pay wages for, got fuel to buy. Still going incrementally higher on the. Ooh, look, Trichonium is an A+ rating here, 17 per unit profit, so $850 profit. Again, it's peanuts unless you get higher end gear. But he's got carbonite crystals for 57, A+. So I'm going to get some carbonite crystals because I could sell those at a lot of places, make good profit off them. Decent profit. And let's see if the prince has another mission for me. Pick up another mission. 1 jump to 5th pass, 8,000 credits. Yeah, why not? Let's go do it. I'll see if he has another mission. I'll accept it. And another missions? Let's see. Where's this one going? Sealed crate to Steel Song World of Sedai. 8 AU, no jumps. Let's go ahead and do that mission. I gotta complete some for Explore. Okay, that's fine. Load leather. Oh, I need to go get what leather and bring it back. Okay. So I need to go fight farming, tradeaway zones, etc. So, I didn't realize that. Promise transport. Must find 25 leather. And then I have to do this one and navigate. Hopefully the other system will have some leather. Oh, a spy ship I encountered. Alright, so target is Steel Song. Steel Song is the same rep as me. So when you get the option to acknowledge, that's you just saluting each other and going on your way. There's no combat. You don't have to worry. You get some minor experience and rep. Salute's the best option. Again, this is... Oh, bounty hunter. This is independent. So I have 2 choices here. Look at his mass. His mass is 4630. You'll learn whether or not mass is weaker than yours or higher than yours. Mass is a general indicator whether they're stronger than you or not. I could retreat and then suffer no reputation loss. I could bribe him, which is no reason to because I would have no reputation loss when independent. I could let him inspect me, which is a chance they'll steal my crew, or I could fight them. Now, their mass is 4630. They're indie. I would get no real benefits at this point, so I'm just going to retreat. And you see we clear each other in the scan and we go on our way. You don't have to fight every fight. And you often suffer critical losses in financials and repairs and crew damage on fights. So be very careful about who you choose to fight or not. It's always better to bribe and live on another day. So this is our first hyper warp jump. You can see it uses 30 out of 65 fuel. Takes a week. Danger level's pretty high actually. So I failed the navigation test. take an extra week off, 8 extra fuel, all my components are damaged by 10%. That's not good. So I'm gonna have to repair my ship and take care of all that when I get to the port. Meanwhile, I've been stuck for so long. So, counter a military ship. Very high mass. Qatar Syndicate, military officer. We could potentially suffer reputation loss. I don't want to suffer reputation loss, so I'm going to bribe them at this time and then retreat. No reputation loss. It's like it never happened. Get some minor experience out of it, too. Again, do the minor bribes. It's just a little bit of money. It's worth it to survive and not suffer the damage. So I'm going to land here at this Steel Song planet. I'm going to complete this one-way shipper mission. I'm going to use the public spectacle to get the reputation boost. Now, repair my ship, get more fuel, heal my crew, pay their wages, and then boost up morale. And I barely broke even with that mission, so that wasn't exactly great for me, was it? But 2 people are ready to go up a level, so let's go level them up. My navigator. Again, having navigation skills is really important. Automatically pass tactics text. That'll work. What you gonna do? My doctor always needs to boost the doctor skill. Train a talent. Treat wounded in combat. Assisted care. Yeah, treat wounded in combat. For ship combat. Okay. Each individual crew member also has their own stats, as you can see here, but they also have their own equipment. So your captain and your officers can have armor, 1 or 2 weapons, and specialist gear. And then, of course, your crew themselves, which are only used for fighting and melee, they only have armor and, a weapon. If I show you all, your captain, of course, has the most. They can equip 2 offhand blade, infantry pistol, specialist gear. You can also occasionally get multiple specialist gears for certain crew. There's a difference between officers, which actually have more of a direct impact on the ship, and ship crew. Ship crew just pretty much are used to apply their skills and fight in combat, but they don't add their abilities to actually boosting your ship. So when it comes to your officers, most of that applies here. Your crew all applies their ships here, but not all your crew can fight in combat. Only your soldiers can. Let's see here. This is Steel Song. Let's see if I can do any patrols here. Dang, it's pretty dangerous. Nope, not gonna do patrols here. Let's select the mission. 44 weeks, 1 drum. Commodity delivery. Let's do it. Alright, we got a merchant ship. Qatar Syndicate. Mass is pretty high. Maybe I'll take the risk. It's not mine. I'll never attack my own clan or the one that I identify as the... you could try to get reputation with other clans, but you're never going to be able to. You're going to have to choose 1, 2 clans that are the ones you're loyal to, and, try to go with the rest. So let's go ahead and fight this battle just to show you what a battle looks like. I've got 1950 hull. They got 1600 hull. So I have a little bit of an edge, but it doesn't mean I'm guaranteed to win. It's all about how you play it in combat. So 8 reactor points is kind of like how many actions you can take. They've got the same. You've got, my armor here. I've got my shielding, morale, etc. First thing you look at is, do you want to do a move order? In this case, I want to advance. And then you go to your weapons tab and choose which weapons. So you can see the range. These little symbols here indicate what ranges you could fire at. I'm at range 5. So you could see range 1, range 2, range 3, range 4, range 5. Red indicates you could fire at that range. Orange indicates that's the ideal range for that weapon. So these cost 2 each. I'm going to fire 2 of these. Range 5. I'm not in range to use these. Use a talent. Targeting lock will mean he basically has a crippling attack where he loses armor percent and he has a -20 escape. So we don't want this merchant escaping. So end turn. Lay my shots on him. Okay, you can see right now I applied. He tried to flee and he would have got out of cat. Oh, he still succeeded even though at -20. He fled. Lost reputation. He got away. All I got was some experience. No. They usually don't get away when I apply a crippling lock. Oh well, it happens. So let's go through this hyperspace jump. Alright. this case, I'm too low on fuel, so instead of going there, I might want to stop here first on the way. Which I will do. Okay, so here I'll land. I'll see if I can sell my cargo here. No, it's an F. Can't sell it here. Buy more fuel. I have no other repairs needed. Oh, the prince is here, so I could basically go to if I want to do the story mission, I could do that now. But again, I told you I wasn't going to do the story mission, but I will purchase a little bit of trade contract. But I'm not going to do the campaign and work on his stuff just yet. Let's go to the next system. All right, enemy pirate. That's a lot of mass, but he's the same clan as me. So you'll notice they start off clearly hostile, but now they're suspicious. So I'm going to bribe them, knock him down to cautious 0. I'm going to bribe him again, and then I'm going to retreat. And then nobody suffers rep damage. I won't usually take out pirates from the same clan. Or ones that have higher mass than me. Alright, I'm going to land here. I'm going to do my mission. Oh, that's right, I need leather. I forgot. I keep forgetting to buy leather. Where am I going to buy leather from? Can I sell my gear here? Nope. Let's talk to this Roman prince guy. He's got a quest for me. Covert ops, trade ban. What do we got here? 8 AU, 5,000. Carry the sealed crate. I'll accept that. Let's see. Okay, let's go do that. That's an easy, quick 5,000 creds just for one jump. Mysterious crew injuries. That's not cool. Okay, let's land here. Boost up my morale. Pay wages. Losing money like crazy. See if I can sell cargo here. Nope, still taking a loss on that. Buy cargo here. Nothing great. Complete the quest. Over the spice plate. Good morale booster. Sure, let's do that. Alright. Gotta look for a farming place. Look for a place with an F so I could get some, it's all industrial. I'm not gonna find leather here, am I? Darn. Alright, let's see where I can find some F here. I have to go back here to find some farming stuff. I should have picked up some farming stuff on the way and I forgot to. Oh, I got something I could level up, so I'll do that at the next port. Jump. Alright, let's see if this farm has some leather. Let's go to this farm place right here. Alright. Let's land. Let's see if I can sell my gear. I can make some profit off it, so let's do that. Let's buy. Tell me you've got leather. I've got leather. Purchasing all the leather. I got 25 to meet the mission. Let's do everything else I need to do. Let's level up my filter by leveling. Niffle Star Child. Go to level. Choose new talent. Helps people reconsider abandoning the ship, which is really good. They can uncover those hidden talents. Or passes a failed ship ops test. I'm going to take that one for now, because early on that's more important to me. Because I don't care about crew abandoning when they're low level, but when they start getting high level, you don't want the crew to abandon. Now that we got our leather, let's go to the waypoint and navigate back. Make a jump. And spacebar is your pause and unpause. I'll continue forward. Again, I'll leave the wiki link so you can learn more about the game and how everything works. Oh, tariffs here. Quality recruits are available in the hall. All recruits gain +1 bonus level. Interesting. Let's land here. Let's do the commodity delivery. Unload the leather. Got our 9,000 creds. Start doing it. Notice how I have 11 injured crew and I don't have any ability to, recover them. Make some money from the other leather I bought. Let's get another mission from the prince. Warrant officer. Chen Van. This will work against, hinder, decrease the influence of my enemy. I'm not a bounty hunter, so I'm not going to do warrant officer. Let's see this quest. Alright, I'll do that one. Okay, got another spy ship coming in. House Thulun. I'm going to go ahead and fight them. They're pretty low mass, so 1200 hull. I have 1950, but spies can try to escape right away, so I'll go ahead and immediately do melee. I'll immediately try to target lock them to reduce their chances of escaping. Then I ranged decrease by 1. I'll advance again. You see more weapons open up to me. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to load another talent. Now the target lock's in effect for another turn, so I don't have to do it right away. So I can do evasive maneuvers so I don't get hit as much coming in. Every time you hit their ship, their crew gets damaged. Same thing for you too, so know that when you board their ship. So now to range 3. Now I have a talent which allows me to do a boarding assault without being at range 1 time. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to shoot on the way in with all my guns that I can, so that way I can weaken them and hopefully hurt their crew while I'm in to board them. That way their crew has a little less hit points. Oh, there we go. 2 nice hits on them. Time to board. Ooh, the boarding failed. Okay, so let's launch all my weapon. Oh, that's a better weapon right there. And then I'll I'm gonna have to go down to range 1 to be able to board them. Or I could just destroy them and salvage the wreck, but usually I try to go to loot them if I can. Advance, another weapon. Let's see, I'll heal my crew on the way in. Okay, I'm at range 1 now. So now I could board, fire weapon first, and start doing damage. Was not successful at boarding. I'll try again. Hopefully I won't blow them up before I get to board them. Yeah, man, I'm not getting it. How is he evading my boarding? Ah, there we go. Alright, time to set which crew boards. I'm going to set my captain aboard. Look at the symbols. You're going to want your swordsman in the front because your swordsman can only attack from the first 2 slots. You're going to want your riflemen in slots 3 and 4. Your pistol people in slots 2. Okay, let's do that. You can, of course, expand it, look at everybody's skills, and really filter it out, but I'm just doing it fast-paced here for the sake of this video. Alright, so everybody seems to be level 3. Might be a little higher level, so choose your melee skill. Again, the melee combat is very similar to Darkest Dungeon when you actually get to the point of actually attacking in melee. Alright, took one of them down. Took another one down. This is not going to be a tough battle for me, fortunately. See their initiative right here. It goes, the higher the number goes first. Broke his morale, so you die. 9. All my initiatives are better, so toast. Didn't lose anybody that round. Then you get some post-combat actions, like a sabotage the enemy ship and do damage to their living space, panic their crew. You get to choose 2 usually, and so that weakens them. Not enough surviving crew on their ship to man their battle stations, so basically I won without destroying their ship. So let's loot their cargo. Luxury rations. Permit restricted, only with 1500. Usually that's not worth it, because you have to deal with the permit restrictions. I'll loot stuff that I could sell. Take their fuel. Now I can ransom them for a little money, or I can destroy them and salvage the wreck. In this case, I'm feeling a little brutal, so I'm going to destroy them and salvage the wreck. You can see I gained 12,000 credits in salvage, but lost 7 reputation with them. but because I have vulture trade in my crew, it adds a lot more. Now, if I get expert salvage, I can make more. So you can actually make a lot more money salvaging than you can ransoming enemy crew. So that's a brief little tutorial of the game so far. I'm going to stop this video for now, and I'm going to come back later and show you a little more about the game. Again, this is Star Traders Frontiers, a space strategy RPG that's very much like a space opera with the various factions and politics. And I just basically showed you a lot of the game without showing you any of the campaign and the main storyline and how missions work, how space combat works, how skills work, things like that. Feel free to leave any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to get back to you. Thank you for watching.